Hey everyone, welcome to the video that I'm going to be doing on the S&P 500. I'm going to be very careful here not to try and give any kind of a price prediction because anytime I do that, somebody decides to report me, and so I'm not allowed to give any price predictions here, even though I'm giving full disclaimer here that this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You are responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. I'm just giving my opinion here on the market. I'm going to be doing a little bit of analysis on some of the direction on chop that we're going to be having, and not going to be giving any price targets. And actually, I'm intentionally going to be cutting off the right side of my chart because I don't I don't want you guys to know where I think it's going to go. Otherwise, you guys are going to hold that against me. So if you really want to know, you need to be part of our Discord. Okay. I share this with our Discord community, and more importantly, I share this with our insured members on the Discord community. I give Elliott wave analysis to many different assets, and I do it on a pretty regular basis. I just updated about a half a dozen different financial assets last night. And of course, let's go ahead and get into the charts. So what I want to talk about here is where we have come, where we've come from, and where what's potentially happening here. Okay, so let's just take a look real quick. Let's not spend a whole lot of time ironing all of this out, but let's just take a look and see where we've gone. We have a clear impulse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the way down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete this structure. It looks complete. Still remember when we were down here at 220, 2200, when we were sitting down here, we were talking about how this looked like it was done, right? And I was saying like, yeah, probably should get some longs, or at least close some short positions. No, some of you did, some of you didn't, but down here it looked like a completed move. And look where we've come, right? We had a significant move up since then. I really only expected us to come up to about right here. Actually, I take it back. I think I only expected about 280, and here we are. So we have a nice 1, A, B, C into the 2, nice 3, A, B, C into the 4, and then we've got a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete this move. So we've got a nice constructive 5 waves up. Took a while to get there, right? I mean, look at this. It's tons of sideways movement over here. And let's just talk about the sideways movement for a little bit. This whole section right there, okay? All of that sideways chop was designed, one for some kind of a accumulation / distribution, but it killed your time decay that you have on options. Options were just not good. It just wasn't ideal, and it caused a lot of options to just completely get obliterated. All right, and again, here we are, right? Here we are. We see the price. It got up to almost 330. We got up to let's see, what is this level? We got to about 323 or so. And now we are working on a correction, okay? So if this was an A, 5 waves up, A, we should be going down, and I think probably what's going to be happening here, and again, I'm not talking about any price targets, right? But what I can see on this wave down here, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like we saw when we were at 220. Okay, 5 wave structures down. Now what do we expect to see? A, B, C into the A, B, C into the B, and then go down here for the C to the B. So we've got A, 5, 3, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, probably going to come down to 3, 4, 5. I think we're probably going to move ourselves up a little bit. I refuse to mention any prices. If you want prices, get on our Discord, okay? All right, because we're talking about the stock market, and I don't want any of this to be construed as financial advice, but I do think we're going to move up a bit after we pull back. I think the market looks a little heavy right now. I think we're probably going to pull back. It's probably going to happen in the next hour and a half before we close at 4 p.m. today. Probably going to have a little bit of a pullback. It probably is going to come down to, from a Fibonacci perspective, probably come down to the 50. Ultimately, I think we're going to see over the next few days, probably this week, right? Um, this week, probably we're going to see a continued and sustained move to the upside, because if this is 5A, B, C into the 3, and then we're going to be moving down, because again, we're talking about the B being here, the A being down here. So, on a correction, you've got a 5, 3, 5. We've completed the 5. I don't think anybody can argue this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the A. And then we have A, B, and then move up for the C to complete the B, and then we're going to be moving down a little bit from there. I'm not going to say how far I think we're going to move down. I'm not going to give any price targets for how far I think we're going to move down, but I do think that we are going to get a rejection here. This can be seen as a double top scenario. Maybe we make our way up here to 315.75. Maybe we make our way up a little bit higher, maybe to 317. I don't think we're going to be seeing these prices again over the next 2 weeks. Right? These prices that we consolidated up here, it looked like distribution, and even looked a little bit like a really wonky head and shoulders, which brought us back down here to this level. So I think on a pullback, this is probably as high as we're going to get here. And we, again, looking from a technical perspective, we can see that we've got support right here and move our way right over. Okay, that level right there at 318. 318, okay? We had resistance, we had support, support, front run of support, moving average support, then we had support here, and then we broke through, bearish retest, and complete and utter failure, okay? Then we had another bearish retest here, and complete failure. Then we broke up, bullish retest, up, bullish retest, up, and you could see that this is kind of like a bullish retest. It was a little lower because, again, we've got this level right here. We go all the way back out to over here. So let's just take a look at this level. This guy right here is also pretty important, okay? So if we come back down here to this level, which is going to be at about 306, right? If we come down to 306, 306.50, it's probably a good place to catch a move up to maybe like 318. Again, not financial advice. We've got to be real careful about that. But I can see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this upside move is done. Probably going to pull back, A, B, C. And then we're going to see him move up to a 3, 4, 5. If this is going to be a 5, 3, 5, I think we've completed the 1 of the 5. We're going to come down for the 2. Then we're going to see 3, 4, 5 to complete that before we see a rollover and a fall to the downside. This is going to affect a lot of different stocks as well. A lot of stocks look very similar to the S&P. Some of them don't look like it at all, right? So we're really just talking about SPY, right? We're talking about the S&P 500 index. All right, so this is what I think is going to happen. I think a lot of stocks are going to follow this pattern. I think we're going to see a little bit of a pullback, maybe even before the end of the day today. Although I do think that over the next week, I think we're going to be net positive for the week, especially based on how we opened the week, right? We opened the week all the way down here, and we're already pretty significant green from here. So we opened up right here, okay? So right now we're already up, 2% on the day, including futures. So we're up for 2% on the day. I think we're going to pull back, but ultimately I do think that we do see a continuation move to the upside for the week. And then after this week is over, then I think we're going to kind of switch gears and kind of move down. I'm not saying to short SPY. I'm not saying to open up any put options on SPY. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just giving directional bias on where I think things are going to go. I think this week is going to be green, and I think next week is going to start red. And I think that's what we have to pay attention to. I'm not going to give any speculation as to what the cause is going to be. Who knows? It might be COVID. It might be transportation stocks taking a nosedive. It might be the dust storm coming from overseas. It could be killer murder hornets. I mean, we don't know what the reason why is, and most of the time the reasons that are in the news are manufactured or are given as excuses. I don't think that the drop that we saw was COVID related. I think it was ready to happen at any point in time, and there was just moments waiting for a reason to drop the whole market. But anyway, I do think that this is suckers rally, and I do think we're probably going to correct back down again. But there's definitely going to be chop for most of 2020, all the way up through the elections. I think it's going to be lots of chop. Um, and I think the volatility here is going to be really conducive for making money. You just got to time it right. So that's what I've got here on the S&P. I wanted to keep this video to about 10 minutes. I think I did a pretty good job. Just kind of giving my opinion on this, of course. And if you want to be part of our Discord, just throw in a comment in the YouTube chat. I'll be more than happy to get an invite code out to you so you can join and talk with us. We've got a really good group of people. I'm really happy with the community that we have built. And just throw in a comment here again if you'd like to be part of that. Otherwise, if this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, enable alerts, all that good stuff. Most of the time I do videos on crypto. Occasionally I'll pop in here and do a video on the stock market as well. If there's any particular stocks that you'd like for me to take a look at, you can throw a comment here in the YouTube chat, and I can potentially do a video or do analysis on this on that for you as well. So, but yeah, I'll always be able to keep up with you guys on the Discord. So join there. If you're not a member, just throw in a comment again, and I'll get an invite code out to you. But wherever you're in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, good evening.